Hello team, welcome to another ATP Geopolitics video with myself, Jonathan MS Pearce. For this morning's offering for you, I would like to present Garry Kasparov at the Halifax Security Forum, where he had a rousing answer to a question, a 2 minute 20-second sort of rant. That's the excerpt I'm going to show you that is spot on. So let's get into it. I mean, it's just a short video I'm gonna share with you now, but well worth listening to. I think Garry Kasparov, obviously former chess grandmaster, should be the next Russian president. Anyway, this is him. But before we go to that, please remember to like, subscribe, and share. It makes a difference. Really appreciated. Okay, Garry Kasparov it is. So here he is, giving us his tuppence worth.
I'm getting desperate. This is the best show Putin can hope for. Not a single straight answer. It's not about how many weapons you have, ammunition. It's, are you willing to fight and die? Oh, it's nice. You have a Canadian-led brigade in Latvia. What's the order for this brigade? Will they shoot if Russians cross the border? We know the answer. It will take ages to negotiate. I still didn't hear a clear response to, it's not, I can't even imagine this. How can we discuss seriously the deal made by Trump's business partner? It's a real estate deal to enrich Trump's family and sell Ukraine. And how can we seriously discuss that Ukraine will have to give up fortifications that are saving Europe? We're celebrating NATO. NATO is not strong. NATO doesn't exist. It's a fake. It's NATO, 4 letters. The reason you are still sitting here and celebrating it, Ukraine is dying every minute. It's a massive sacrifice. If not for Ukraine standing in front of Russia, Russian tanks would be already in Poland. You all suggested that Ukraine would give up. You offered Zelensky a ride, and he said, I don't need ride and ammunition. 4 years Ukraine is fighting for the whole Europe. NATO was built to fight only one war, not to go to Afghanistan, not to go to Syria, one war to save free Europe from Russian aggression.
That is possibly one of the most obvious points to make, and yet he's so erudite there and on the nose. NATO was designed to fight Russia, and at the moment, everyone's trying as hard as possible not for NATO to get as involved as they should do. In fact, we have the United States, the prime mover of NATO, trying to argue that Ukraine shouldn't be a member of NATO, while Ukraine are literally doing the job of NATO. Ukraine are fighting for the security of Europe, which is exactly what NATO was designed for. It is absolutely incredible. Kasparov is on the money here.
Ukraine is the only country that is fighting this war, and we're still discussing, should we include them or not? Ukraine is the only country that is fulfilling NATO's destiny. And
Ukraine is fulfilling NATO's destiny.
We owe them everything. Oh, let's sacrifice them. And Zelensky is making. I don't know even how to explain this choice. As a Russian, I also feel guilty. That's why I cannot tell him, show Trump middle finger. But again, we have how many senators we have here? Are you going to tell Donald Trump that he cannot do that? You have 85 is more than 2/3, yes, if I'm out of 100.
Senators?
So yes, how come that this bill is still sitting somewhere on the floor of the Senate and it's not still being done?
What he's referring to is the Richard Blumenthal and Lindsey Graham Senate bill that seeks to put 500% tariffs on secondary tariffs on nations that are still buying hydrocarbons from Russia, so on and so forth. It's like, here's a bill that has got a super majority, it's 85 out of 100 senators are backing this bill, and it still hasn't been passed because it's all about Trump. Why can't people put up the middle finger to Trump? And this is the endless discussion we have, is why do people keep bootlicking Trump, shining his boots, both internally and internationally, and it's because he holds that power, right? But it is unconscionable that so many Ukrainians are dying for the security of Europe and the United States, and these people are holding up direct action that would improve the situation for Ukraine and make it even more difficult for Russia. This is exactly what NATO was designed for.
Xi Jinping, all others, they are celebrating it. And by the way, Russia has North Korean, they have Cubans, they have Africans.
Yeah, absolutely. They have all those other nations, and you know what is done, what is being done about them. I mean, I just want to catch the very end of that, because that particular video didn't. This hasn't got such good audio quality, but there's an extra 30 seconds that I think you should hear.
Sitting somewhere on the floor of the Senate, and it's not still being done. Putin, Xi Jinping, all others, they are celebrating it. And by the way, Russia has North Korean, they have Cubans, they have Africans, volunteers. So, and we're still talking about escalation. We have everything: military, political, economic powers on our side, and we're still losing the war. It's thanks to Ukraine. Russia is not fulfilling Putin's dream of restoring a Russian empire. But if, God forbid, Ukraine is forced to make this deal, then it's very clear Putin will realize his dream. And then, guys, you're next, but you are not willing to fight.
I'm tempted to get you to respond, but
so you're next, Poland and other countries, but you won't be so willing to fight. The Ukrainians are fighting, and we have the political power, we have the military power, we have the economic power to do something about it. And yet there's so much reticence in terms of both rhetoric and action. You know, the problems that will come about if Ukraine is forced to take on board these American demands that are actually, let's face it, Russian demands. Just doesn't bear thinking about. But Garry Kasparov there, absolutely on the money. I thought I'd play that to you this morning. Right, take care. Speak to you soon.